Yo, what's good, everybody? This is your boy Law. Thank you for tuning back in to another episode of Redline Legendz podcast. I appreciate it. So today, man, we have a special guest. I'm going to do an introduction a little different today because it's for somebody that's extremely special, somebody that actually got me into riding, one of the people that helped, give me the ropes, show me the ropes out here. So this dude, I've known him for years. I remember back when I was in middle school, I would be riding the bus, taking the bus to school, and this individual somehow would be riding a motorcycle while I'm on the bus going to school. I never understood it, and everybody, he'd ride by, and people would be staring, oh, there go Antowan. And they'd look out the bus window, and I'd be like, who is this kid with this big fro? He had a huge fro, he had long braids, he was riding his bike everywhere. I'm like, how is this kid riding this bike and I'm on the school bus? I'm trying to understand. But let's fast forward to where I'm just getting into riding bikes and trying to learn my way around. I met him actually again through a mutual friend, and they kind of took me in, showed me the ropes, and we'll talk about more of that. But I'm talking about, he's a legend in his own right. He's young, but he's got years in the game. I'm talking about none other than Antowan. He's the vice president of 60-Foot Spiderz out of Nashville. What's up, bro?
What up, man? Doing good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Been a minute. I ain't been out there on bikes with you in a minute, but you riding Harleys now.
Yeah, man.
About like my old man now.
I'm old now, man.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm old, man. I know one thing. Y'all show me the ropes, though.
I mean, that's what it's about. Man. You can't just come in and think you know everything. That's the first way to get hemmed up and in a bad situation is thinking you know it all.
Yeah, and I guess that, man, that's one of the things that I never got to say thank you to you, Tonio, Alan, all y'all, man. They show me the ropes. One thing about when we get out here, especially with the younger generation, they come in and they think they know it all. So for you guys move totally different, and I'm gonna break everything down from riding skills, just how y'all carry yourself. But one thing that I always noticed about you and 60-Foot Spiderz is you guys were young, y'all could ride, y'all could cut up the streets and do how y'all do, but y'all also knew the rules of the set. So how did y'all become so educated for such a squad or a club that was so young in age?
So the thing about that, man, was, my pops, CO.
Yeah.
Steel Horseman. So
shout out CO.
That was my introduction to the motorcycle set.
Yeah.
And then, Tonio, his dad, the same thing. Both our dads were Steel Horsemen. So we had that guidance coming in. But, at the same time, we young, thinking, we can still come in and make this name for ourselves, even though we kind of in our old man's shadow for the most part for me and him. And then just being out and kind of being around that growing up. Because, my dad been a Steel Horseman decade, at least.
Ooh.
But,
shout out to Steel Horseman, CO.
But yeah, man, you've been around him, so you know how he is. And he, even with anybody that comes around, he still got kind of that father mentality with guidance and everything like that. So growing up with that, I'm seeing it firsthand. So I get to pass that on to people when anybody that's willing to listen, pass that same kind of mentoring that I got on other people.
Yeah.
But coming into the game, you gotta be open-minded and not act like you know everything from the jump. It's always something to learn every day.
I remember the first time I was ever introduced to the set. I was with y'all going to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I think it was for a meeting. It might have been the TBEA meeting.
Yeah, and it was probably Unexplainables when it was a clubhouse.
No, I think we might have been at Steel Horseman because it was the day that the family came and it was introducing themselves and they had on the blue shirts. Shout out to the family.
Okay, so it might have been Steel Horseman line.
And I remember your dad was like, I was walking to the door. I think it was you or Tonio that was with me. They was like, "Who are you?" They wasn't gonna let me in, man.
Yeah, because you no colors on.
Yeah, I ain't have no colors.
No soft colors, nothing. So yeah, you had to get vouched for.
Yep. And
getting introduced to it.
Y'all vouched for me, man, and that's what started it all. And I seen everything. I was like, wow, this is real. This is a totally different world out here. And man, the riding. Let's talk a little bit about the riding. When you first started riding, how did you get to ride when you were so young?
Well, like I said, I grew up around it. My dad had,
yeah,
you know, got into it.
Did you have like a license? How old were you was riding? Because I know I was on the school bus, man.
So I think it's changed now. But the law originally, which I found a loophole, you could be 14, and get a motorcycle license.
That's right.
And it couldn't be bigger than 125 cc's. But like most things with motorcycle, ain't nobody checking that. So coming in, and fun fact, my mom, Eye Candy, Color Girls, she also took the class with me.
Yeah.
So me and her took the motorcycle class together. So that was fun in its own right. And passed a little 3-day course. Not too long after that, I wake up one Saturday morning. My mom and pops pull up. I got this 2001 Honda Rebel. That's what I'm starting out on. And then it's funny, getting to high school, you know, Antioch High School, you got your little parking pass and stuff like that. So they was like, yeah, you know, seniors and juniors sign ups for parking passes is this day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I got a license. I can drive myself. Let me go look at this and find out about it. They looked at me crazy when I go up there. Like, you a freshman? What you need a parking pass for? Like,
that's what I'm saying. This is why he is a Redline legend, man. I know I was in middle school at one point. I want to say middle school, but
I had it in middle school.
That's what I'm
saying.
Eighth
grade, in toward the 8th grade is when I got my bike and riding around.
And all the kids, all the little girls was like, "Oh, there goes Antowan." I'm like, "Who is Antowan?" And then there go this kid with the fro. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, man. Started out 01 Honda Rebel 250. Rode it around for the longest. About that time, you know. And it's funny because me and Tonio's dad still horsemen, and they kept saying, "Hey, you and Tonio need to get together. Y'all need to ride." And in my mind, I'm like, they was like, "Yeah, he got a Ninja 250." I was like, "Oh, he got like a sport bike." I was like, I can't be going hang out with him on his cruise. I'm not trying to be seen with somebody else on the cruise. I'm trying to get something else first. But for the longest time, they kept trying to get me and Tonio together. My mom I think Tonio was working at Walmart at the time as a stocker. And my mom would come from the store. She's like, "Yeah, I seen Tonio. You gotta go up there and holler at him. He was on his bike. Y'all go meet up, hang out, do whatever."
Tonio,
and I was like, man, I just couldn't do it. I didn't want to be out on the 250. Like, I did good on the 250, learning everything I need to learn while riding. And I was like, all right, when I get something bigger, then I go that route. And then I stuck with cruisers for a while. My mom ended up getting a Marauder, Suzuki Marauder. I think it was a 800, and I got to ride around on that and got a feel for a bigger bike. But I was like, going around corners and stuff on these cruises, I'm dragging peg. And it's a funny thing. One of the instructors, I drug peg doing one of the courses on and the instructor looked at me. He was like, "You gonna need a sport bike." He's like, "The way you ride, you gonna need a sport bike." I bent the peg on my Honda Rebel, dragging it through a corner, leaving my neighborhood.
We're not even gonna start talking about dragging pegs and dragging knees and all that stuff. Let me tell you, man, y'all had me out there on the track. Like I said, I used to do a little something back in the day, but I got it from these guys. I can tell you that. I got it from him. There's a lot of people out here that say they can ride.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that claim it.
There's a lot of people that claim it, but then there's the ones that don't say anything.
That show out on people.
And then when it's go time, they're gone. That's you. That's Antonio. Man, and y'all took me in. Y'all took me in and showed me the ropes, had me out there on the track. I did my first couple track days out there.
Nashville Super Speedway.
That was the first one with that all-white suit.
All-white suit, walking up. Crisp, clean rookie. That's how you got that name, rookie. Like, you was a new guy in the squad, We getting you out on the track, and you pull up brand new helmet, fresh white suit, brand new boots,
White shoes,
gloves.
White shoes
Johnson. He was like, this man that came with the freshest gear. With
man,
his
I was
first
trying to
track
get
day.
everything.
He was like, we hope this man don't go off road or something. He gonna have all kind of grass stains on this suit.
Man, I remember that. I was nervous. They did
Came
that.
out there suited and booted though.
I just sold that suit too. I just sold it.
I was gonna ask if you still had it.
I had it for a minute. I just sold it. I want to say maybe a couple months ago. But yeah, what drew you to start riding like that or riding to a skill?
I mean, it gets to the point where there's only so much you can do on the street.
Yeah.
At least without, taking that step to get on the track and actually learn techniques and stuff like that. I mean, 'cause it's a lot of stuff you can get away with on the street that you won't get away with on the track, and then vice versa. So it took doing the track day to do that. But I used to work at a motorcycle shop. Went to school to turn wrenches on motorcycles. So you get around these older cats, especially like the owner out at Cool Springs. He's an avid motorcycle rider, did track days and stuff like that. And being out in Franklin, the higher end area of Tennessee, and you meet these cats that are dropping their bikes off to get them set up before going to do the track day, and you just listen to folks who've been through their experience, and they tell you, hey, you want to get fast, this is where you go to get fast.
Yeah.
So it just, one day I was sitting at work, and some group came in and was like, hey, we doing this driving event out of the National Speedway. It's like a charity event. And it was like probably one of the cheaper track days that I did because most of the money was going to this charity foundation. Yeah. So I was like, all right, this is the perfect opportunity to get on the track. And this was probably 06, 07. And got the bike together. I was like, yeah, you just got to make sure your bike pass tech. Like, you ain't got to go through the whole route of race plastics and all this kind of stuff. As long as you ain't got nothing leaking, ain't nothing loose falling off, and like you got all the proper gear to ride, they'll let you on the track.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and basic format for most track days have been you get like 20-minute sessions,
yeah,
and they'll break you up to beginners, intermediate, advanced, and you go back and forward every 20 minutes. And got out there, and of course, me and Antonio, being as cocky as we are, we finna go out here to the track, man. We finna show them who fast. We don't need to be a novice. We need to be up there in intermediate advance or something like that. We thought we was the stuff. I mean, we ride around the street. It ain't too many guys keeping up with us on the street. And I was like, yeah, man, we just gonna go to the track. We gonna show them how it's done. So we had one other of my coworkers that went with us. We got out there, and I think probably second session, and I can't remember if Antonio went down first or my coworker went down first, but it was like second turn in, National Speedway, you come off that long straight, going to that short first, and then you got that long second right-hander. We was in that, and Antonio slid and washed out. And I was like, oh no, I got can't be. So get around, we get back to the classroom, like going over stuff, and like instructor called me and him to the side, and my coworker, he was like, y'all, he's like, this y'all first track day, ain't it? He's like, y'all out here think y'all know what y'all doing. He's like, y'all body positions all wrong. Y'all riding the bikes too stiff. He was like, just giving us all these critiques. And he's like, man, we can't be doing this wrong. We fast on the street. It can't be right. So I think luckily Antonio didn't tell. I think he might have missed 1 or 2 sessions and was able to get the bike back past the tech and get back out there. In the meantime, I'm still out on the track doing my thing. My coworker with me. And at this point, I'm getting a good little rhythm. I got the turns pretty much understood, how fast I can go on each one comfortably. And so I started picking it up a little bit. Of course, at the time, I'm on a 1000. Antonio was still on the R6. And my partner had an identical R6. And I remember him trying to keep up with me. But every time I got to the last turn, coming out on the front straight, I was getting on it.
He was going,
pulling. So I ended up pulling away from it. I think one of the laps we were going through, and he was trying to keep up with me. And he tried to hit it coming out of that last turn. He ended up washing out. He washed out bad. And I think he ended up, they ended up having to go send an ambulance over to check him out and everything like that, make sure he was straight. I think he ended up hitting his head. But it did damage to the bike. I'm talking about it flipping end over end. And so that was a wrap for him. And he got back to the class. He's like, y'all still got to loosen up on these bikes. He's like, y'all still too stiff riding on. Y'all ain't hanging off. Y'all gotta work on body position, this, that, and the other. But luckily, me and Antonio made it out without too much damage, and then just kept trying to progress from there. We got humbled after that first track session, that first track experience.
I already know,
but
that had to happen to me.
Like they say, it's an addiction worse than crack. Once you get in there and get the feel for it.
Yeah, once you get a good rhythm, then you're like, oh yeah.
I mean, because it's freedom, especially if you in the sport bikes and speed is your thing. It's open track. Mm-hmm. You ain't got cars to worry about.
And see, for all y'all bikers or all y'all young bikers that y'all think y'all fast and you haven't been out on the track, you ain't taking no class, but you just think I'm telling you, it's like with y'all, it's like this. If the set was like hip hop or the hip hop culture, you'd have like the mainstream artists who are flashy or they're pop, but then you have like the artists that can go in, like they're cold with it, like they're just raw with it, they're the best at it, but they're humble about it, and their whole approach is almost like a niche market. You're talking people like J. Cole. If that was like the set and this came to like motorcycle clubs, that would be y'all, because y'all are cold at what y'all do. And I ain't just saying it just to say it, I've seen it, so I know when people, because even now, like, it's different now. But when I hear people talk and I hear them say they did this and they're doing this, and I'm just like, nah. I've seen what fast is, and it's more to it. It's more to it than just turning that throttle. You got to be smooth. You got to be smooth with it.
Yeah, that's the first thing we learned was smooth is fast.
Yes, you got to be smooth with it.
If you're smooth, you'll be fast.
Yeah,
because it's a lot more to it than just having a fast machine. It's more the rider than anything. You can have all the horsepower you want, but you can't control it or manage it. It don't do you no good.
So how many years have you been riding?
Man, like I said, I got my license at 14. I'll be 32 in 6 days.
What? Oh man, well, happy birthday, yo!
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Man, that's
been riding a minute.
You didn't put your time in, man. You didn't put your time in, yo.
I think I'm on my 6th sport bike.
I remember you had a what was it? It was it was black and like a sky blue. It was
that was my baby.
That was the beast right there.
That was my 06 ZX10. That was my baby.
I'm gonna have to send me a picture of that one.
If I can find something,
that was the beast right there. He was killing everybody with that one.
Man, it got so bad, dude. It was everywhere.
Everybody was trying to come at you.
If I went to bike night, if I pulled up at Exxon to get gas, somebody was like, "Oh, we gotta run it. We gotta run it."
I remember that.
I'm like, bro, I just came to ride.
Everywhere.
I'm like, didn't I beat you last week? Why we gotta go through this again? But,
man, they used to run them all the time. I'd see, like, I'd be scrolling through the little threads on Facebook. They were looking for you. I remember all that stuff, man.
It was bad, dude. I couldn't go nowhere without somebody trying to prove themselves to be fast. But I mean, they was at a disadvantage at the time. For that bike, I was out of Cool Springs. Cool Springs got a dyno. I'm certified in tuning on a dyno.
Oh, they can lose every time.
So
then.
man, that's all I was doing. Because I come up, we in the era. Biker boys come out, so I'm riding sport bikes. This is the kind of stuff I was exposed to. So I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I got my machine in top notch shape. Yeah. So I'm out of the shop working. My lunchtime hit. Got an hour for lunch. I had my bike on the dyno. I'm tuning stuff. I get discounts on parts. I'm in there. Hey, let me get this, and this.
Oh, he can't be beat.
Going down on lunch break, I'm throwing new parts on the bike. And whatever I could afford to get at the time, I was throwing it on there. Young, I ain't got no bills. So I'm going to school and then coming home, going to work, coming home. So I'm like, free time, I was putting money in my bike.
Can't be beat, man.
I want to be on top, man.
I remember that, man, because everybody was trying to call people out. They were trying to call you out. It was a couple other people, man, all the time. I'm like, I'm not getting into that. I'm just gonna watch. Man, watch that.
It was funny because I actually had. It was so much trash talk going back and forth. I used to work with Two Step, Straight Clown, and he was a salesman out there. he had the Gixxer 1000. Had it stretched, all the chrome stuff on the bike looking good. And, you know, he got to talk, you know, his bike fast, this, that, and the other. And at the time I was coming up, everybody was Suzuki. It was Gixxer this, Gixxer that. Suzuki was the bike to have. So me, Kawasaki, I felt like it was the underdog. I've always been attracted to the underdog. I was like, I'm going to take whatever it is, and I'm going to make that better. I'm going to prove that it ain't about what you is, it's about what you got to believe in, what you feel you can do, regardless of the tool you choose to pick up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go with Kawasaki. I'm going to prove Kawasaki better than Suzuki.
So that's how you got the Kawasaki?
So that was my thing.
Wow, okay.
It really started, the first sport bike I rode, you probably know him, Donald Reed.
Sounds familiar.
He used to be around the Steel Horseman a lot. Flashy. Had a fresh Harley chromed out, lights on it. No, he was real flashy. You might have seen, he might have fur coat or something on when he was out riding. Donald Reed was that guy. And come time for my senior pictures, I was like, man, I got to do something, you know, represent me in my senior pictures. And I was like, but I don't want to take a picture with the Rebel. You know, I'm trying to. My mom was like, well, Donald Reed got a couple of bikes. He got a sport bike too. Let you ride. So he had a ZX11.
Yeah.
1100. He's like, yeah, you can take Young Blood. You know, go on, ride it, do your little photo shoot on it, and you know, when you get done with it, look up your pops. We can get together and bring it back. I'm like, all right, cool. So I had it for like 1 or 2 days before taking it out to go up to the school to do my senior photos, and just getting a feel for it. And I was like, dude, this thing fast. I'm like, biggest bike I've been on prior to that was the 800, the Cruiser, and you know they torquey, but it ain't no top speed on it. You laid back, but I got on this 1100, and I'm like, it's a whole nother animal. I'm just hitting it. I'm like, dude, this is what I need. I need this. I need this speed. I need to go fast. And took my picture and everything with it. There was another Steel Horseman, Blair, had a ZX9. He used to take it up to Union Hill, drag race it. And he was like, man, if you want to get that bike and ride it, he's like, anytime he wants to, just let me know. And I was like, okay, bet. Because, you know, he's getting that point. I think he wrecked it a couple of times and leg getting bad and stuff. So he's like, man, you know, go on, throw your leg over and ride it. So rode the ZX9 for a minute. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this bike. So if I can find this will be the bike I get. And I think by the time manufacturers started rolling over to the 1000s, you had the ZX9, the Gixxer 1000, the R1, Honda had the 9, and they had the 929, 954, then the CBR 1000. And about that time, I'm like, for a graduation gift, I'm buy my first sport bike. That was my graduation gift to myself getting out of high school. So I went to American Motorsports when it used to be off of Nolensville Road, right there at that intersection of Thompson Lane. And went in there and they had a 05 ZX10. And of course, I got my dad with me trying to make this decision. And you know, with him, it's like you might as well go all in with him. So he's like, man, get the booster. Get the 1300. Get the booster. You gonna get it. You might as well go get the big boy and be done with it. So I sit on the booster 1300 and I'm like, man, this too much bite. Yeah. I'm 18. I think I'm maybe 120 pounds, something with. And he like, yeah, man, go on get it. I'm sitting, I'm like, nah, this ain't it. So the salesman was like, man, we just got these in the CX10R. Just came back out, refreshed for that bike. And the salesman was like, man, see how you feel on this. Yeah. And I sat on it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. You know, I'm pretty comfortable on this. And I was like, all right, let me look around some more. And went out to Sloan's in Murfreesboro, and he had the CBR 1000. I was like, I was really feeling how the CBR was looking, and I wouldn't sit on it. The seat was too wide, so I wasn't flat foot sitting on it. Yeah. And I was like, really not that comfortable on this one. And I was like, okay, ZX10 is probably gonna be where it's at. Most comfortable on it, digging the look of it. Think it's gonna be the bike for me.
History was made. History was made.
I ended up picking it up at Sloan's because my dad, being the guy that he is, you know, he a man, nobody's a stranger. Yeah. So we ended up, matter of fact, he bought my Honda from Sloan. So he was actually direct contact with Matt Sloan. So we went straight to him. He was like, man, what kind of deal can you run me? Son trying to buy his first bike.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, when y'all done did business with me before, he's like, I can get you the ZX10. It's the last one we got it this year. He's like, you can get it for this price. I think sport bikes back then, I think brand new, like 10, 11, if that.
Wow.
And I got mine for like right at about 9 out the door.
Wow.
So got my sport bike, financed my first sport bike. That's my first bill.
Man.
Coming out of school and everything. That's what started. But the crazy thing is that being my sport bike, I hadn't been around anybody else riding sport bikes at the time. Because at the time I'm riding, my dad and all his friends are the only
They
ones
was on the
that I
Harleys.
was riding around. They all on Harley.
Yeah, yeah.
So get out of school. While in high school, I was in auto mechanics. Because first love was speed. I'm like, of course, I'm thinking I'm going to be in a car at some point in time. Want to get a fast car, do all that kind of stuff. I want to know how to work on my own car.
Yeah.
So, get out of school, graduated. My dad was like, you ever thought about doing bikes instead of cars? And I was like, nah, I ain't even think anything about it. So we got to looking into it, and the instructor for the auto mechanics class, he was like, there's actually a school in Florida.
That's how you ended up in Florida.
And I got to looking into it. There's actually 2 schools in Florida.
Uh-huh.
At the time, it was AMI, which is the American Motorcycle Institute. And then there was another one, what was it?
Is it UTI?
UTI.
Yeah, UTI.
That's what it was. And both of them were down in Florida. So my auto mechanic show, he's like, I got a guy that's at AMI. I think that'll be the best fit for you just because they not as mainstream, so you get more hands-on with the instructor and everything.
Yeah.
So I went down, toured the campus and everything like that. I was like, all right, that's a good fit. So fast forward, about 2006, I get down there, get to school, Florida, motorcycles everywhere. I'm like, all right, so now I'm exposed to this sport bike life, and now I'm seeing all these cats that's around my age because they all
and in Florida too.
School. In Florida,
they be running them.
And yeah, I learned this the hard way. So
my first them in Florida. I knew
my
that.
first lesson
in Florida.
Came in Florida. So I got down there, got moved into my little apartment, ended up finding a spot right off the coast, right off US 1. I literally stand on my porch. I can see Daytona Beach.
Wow.
Like I'm on my porch looking at the beach.
Why you come? Why you come back?
So I'm down there. One morning I'm sitting, and we had just missed spring break when I got down there. And my dad was like, yeah, they do BCR here in a couple of weeks. He was like, I'm like, all right, I ain't think nothing about it. BCR, Black College Reunion. And I'm sitting in my apartment one morning, and the living room is off the main road before you get to US 1. And I just hear all these bikes going down the street. I'm like, something going on. Like, no helmet lock, but I grab it, throw it on the helmet lock, jump on the bike, start cruising down the strip. All these motorcycles. I'm like, dude, what is going on? So I pull up, send it to like getting ready to turn on the street, and these cats come by. I think they were from South Carolina. All the plates had South Carolina on them. So I just followed in behind them, trying to see where they're going. They pull into this hotel parking lot, a bunch of bikes parked around. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is my first exposure to this life. And I'm like, dude, this is where it's at. Everything's going on. This is nice. And I'm sitting there, another dude pulled up next to me. He couldn't have been maybe 2-3 years older than me. Exact same bike, ZX10, orange.
Oh no.
He pulled up next to me. He was like, man, what you pulling yours up at? And I'm like, pulling it up? What you talking about? He's like, yeah, Willie's. I was like, man, I ain't even got in there. He was like, man, this is all you got to do. Man, he was like, get on it, roll into the throttle a little bit, get it about 30, let out, just roll back into it. The front wheel will come up. Easy as that. I'm like, it's that easy. He's like, easy as that. So I'm like, all right. So sitting there chilling for a little while. Girls walking up and down the strip.
Oh, no.
I'm sitting there. Of course, just moved down here. I don't know nobody. So the cats that I pulled in with was like 5 of them. A group of 6 girls walked up. They was like, hey, can y'all take us for a ride? They was like, yeah, but we ain't got but 5 people. And they was like, what about him? They was like, hey, man, you just take us so we can all ride. I was like, yeah, ain't no big deal. You know, I had someone on the back of the bike before. You know, I can do it. So we ride. And I ended up meeting these dudes. Was just like, they needed a 6th man to ride these girls around. And I ended up doing that back and forth most of the night, just post it up. Girls walk by, want to take pictures on your bike and everything like that. You take them for a short ride because ain't no helmet law, so he just picking anybody up, go home. So doing it the whole time down, I was like, dude, this is nice.
Wow.
So back to the wheelie thing. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I gotta get my skills up. The folks out here doing, I've been riding this long. I'm sure it's that easy. So like it's a straightaway just in front of my apartment. So I got out there and running at the 30, cracking these little wheelies, floating the front tire a little bit. I'm like, I got this. Got the hang of it. So one day, got out of class. Some of the guys in the class was like, hey, we finna go hit some back roads, go ride.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So normally, I wear my gear all the time. But first time being out in Florida, the humid temp, hot day, I was like, man, I'm finna come out this jacket today. So they end up taking my jacket off and get to go ride these back roads, hitting curves. Every time I hit a straightaway, I hit it. Pull the front wheel up, set it down, go through some curves, and got in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do a staggered stand up.
Oh,
so we came out of the street. I'm talking about it's just a straightaway for as long as you can see down both ways. Back road, I mean, it ain't nothing but farmland, ain't nothing out here. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pull out, let them get out of the ways. I'm just gonna hit it. Try to walk this whole straightaway. So we pulled out, let the group get by a little bit. One guy behind me. And I rolled into it. I hit it. It came up, came back down. So I got to give it a little bit more.
Oh, no.
Got into it, in position, rolled into it, let out, snapped it, it came up. I was like, yeah. Oh, too far. Got to going back, end up grabbing a little bit more throttle. I was like, I'm gonna lose it. So I let it go.
Oh, man.
Bike kept going by itself. Hitting, I had been doing about 70. I think last time I looked at my speedo, I think I was at 70. Hit the ground, rolling. I remember turning end over end and then sliding off to the side of the road. As I'm looking, I see the bike still riding by itself. I'm like, dude. So the guy behind me had just missed running over my head as I was rolling on the ground.
Wow.
It scared him so bad he sold his bike and bought a cruiser. Like he didn't want nothing to do with sport bikes after that. And I think worse I did, had road rash up and down both my arms, lower back, still got the scars to this day. I chipped a bone in my wrist. That was the worst that happened. And ambulance shows up. I get put in the ambulance. I'm literally a mile from the hospital. Most expensive ride of my life.
Oh, I already know. I already know about that. I already know.
1 mile, $800.
Right here with you.
So I was like, yeah, this not where it's at.
I already know about that. I'm gonna tell that
luckily,
story.
Bike insured, got the insurance check as the time passed by. Took that, paid the old bike off. Of course, my parents, both of them being riders, they still like, yeah, maybe that bike was too much. Maybe you need to get a 600. I'm not trying to hit it.
No.
I'm finna get another 1,000. I'm not finna let this beat me. I'm gonna get back on, and I'm not finna be scared of this.
Yeah.
And for anybody that don't know, that bike is now named the Widowmaker. Yeah. Just for how raw it was. Yeah. And me being on it, and let somebody come up and gas me up thinking, you should be able to do all this on it. That was my first lesson.
That bike is a beast. And I think, remember that I rode one. It was a black one. Yeah. Black with the red flames on it. Yeah. That thing.
And that was the 06. And they did a little bit of improvements over the 05.
That bike was a beast.
Only difference, I think, it was a little bit heavier because they had the dual exhaust on it. But yeah. So.
That ain't nothing to play with, man. So.
Not letting that beat me. I went dealership down there in Florida, right down the street from school, and I was like, went in, and I was like, I need another ZX10. He's like, well, all the 05s it's sold. They just got the new one, the 06 out. Yeah. And I was like, they had green and an orange, and I was like, I really ain't feeling these colors. And dude was like, I got a black one back in the back, still in the crate. I was like, all black, I'll take it. He was like, all right, give me a day, we'll get it put together, inspecting and all that for you, and then we'll call you down when it's ready. Yeah. So that's how I got my 06.
And that's the one?
Yep. That's got back here. Right, and started working at the shop after getting out of school down there. Home a lesson learned. And down there in Florida, they had a couple of nice spots to hit corners. We had this one spot behind the raceway, and it's just a bunch of nice little sweepers back through there. And me and my homeboy Steven, one of the first guys that was cool with riding sport bikes my age, he found the spot and showed it to me. And we used to go back there and just rip.
So skill-wise, who has the better riders, Nashville or Florida?
I mean, I'm going to say Nashville just because, I mean, if you want to talk straight line speed, Florida probably got it because Florida's flat.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do out there. But if you want to say technical skill, it's probably going to be here in Tennessee because we got the mountains in our backyard. You know, we can find a curve as soon as we get out the map somewhere. And we got stuff to get into and be technical about it. And if we got to hit the straightaway, we can do it. It ain't as many guys here doing it, but most of the real straight line racers here, they doing it on the drag strip. But for the street races, we got a couple of spots, straightaways to run and stuff like that. I ain't gonna name them just because you know. But
I don't know what you talking. I don't know what you talking.
You know, as they deem it, Mexico. But yeah. So I would say that's all around probably here. Florida's probably too flat. They might have some straight line folks.
But yeah, it's a different ball game when you get them curves in the mix.
But we got some of the fast guys got kind of a global event coming up where we're gonna see, you know, some of Texas fastest folks. If we have some folks from Florida come up, because this one dude they be back and forth on YouTube all the time. He talk a lot of stuff, but he want everybody to come to him. Some of the well-known YouTube folks, they plotting something, and it's gonna be kind of a.
Let me know. I'll just go and watch. I'm riding my Harley. I'm done with the sport bike.
So we might be able to tell you who got the better riders as far as.
All right, I'll just come out there. I'll come out there then. Just let me know when.
So, but yeah.
So, you've seen a lot and you've done a lot for your age when it comes to motorcycles.
Yeah.
Now here we are. We're hitting our 30s now. We're in our 30s. How has life changed for you, or has it changed for you?
I mean, it's changed a lot. As you know, I got a little son.
Yeah.
He's 3, finna be 4, and you know, I know I've always wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
Just from having my dad as a mentor and all that, and just wanting to be like him.
Yeah.
I knew at some point this is what I want, and got with my son's mom at the time and decided, I think career-wise on where I want to be, making the kind of money I want to make. I think I can support family and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
So conceived my son.
Yeah, man.
And it got to the point where I was so serious about it that I actually stopped riding once I found out she was pregnant.
Wow.
Because I was like, I didn't want. Because I'm one of those guys that I always plan for the worst.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't want any kind of possible mishaps. I know how I ride.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't want any kind of mishaps to come up to potentially cause anything that could go wrong and hinder me being a good dad or whatever.
Yeah.
So the whole time she was pregnant, I didn't touch my bike.
Wow.
And the summer ride came, I was in the car. Went out to the end of summer ride, and they actually asked one of the guys who was shooting video. He was like, I need somebody to drive my car so I can shoot video. And he was like, it's a stick. Could nobody out there drive a stick.
Yeah.
And he had this BMW, I think it was a Z4 drop top. So he hanging out the top of the car, shooting video on the stunt ride. I'm hitting gears in the BMW so they can shoot video on his ride. But didn't ride the bike because I was just like, I just want to stay away from it just so I can make sure I see my son born. So.
Man, that is incredible though. You just like, because you know how it is out there.
Yeah, I mean, cause I done lost brothers out here on 2 wheels. And
yeah.
So I know it's that danger is always there. Whether you contribute to it or somebody else contribute to it, the potential is there. Yeah. But I didn't want to take that risk. And then actually, the first time he's born, first time I laid eyes on him, it's like a switch.
Wow.
It's just like whole perspective on things changing. And I'm not saying I don't still ride how I ride, but I don't do it as much. Yeah. I don't ride as often as I used to. And it'll probably change once he gets to that point where he gets to where I was and he started wanting to get into bikes and stuff like that full fledged.
Yeah, I think it was a picture of him. He was on a little bike.
Yeah, so for Christmas, well, even before that, I found like the little bike you can sit on and basically walk them. And he had that for the longest time. You walking around the house and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. Now he walking, talking, 3 years old. I'm like, this Christmas, my cousin had sent me a picture of something he seen on Amazon or something like that, and it's an electric motorcycle.
Yeah.
Just like the power wheel, come with trainer wheels and all that.
See?
So I was like...
See, this how the cycle continues. Then it's gonna be him riding to school. You're like, who is this riding to school? It's gonna start all over again.
And I mean, we get it honest, and it's crazy because I get it from both sides. My dad rides. My mom's at the class with me. She rides. Her sister rides. Her husband rides. So I got uncles that ride. I got an older cousin. I actually taught him how to ride on my Honda Rebel before I sold it or whatever. And now he riding a ZX7. I got a younger cousin who just got into motorcycles. Well, not gonna say just got into motorcycles. But he been around it, but he at the point and finished college. He's making his own money, so he went and bought his own bike. He on his third bike. He bought a R3 to start out on. Rode it for like a year. Bought him a Triumph 675. Rode it around. And, you know, as all things go, he had his first little wreck. Totaled it out. Now he got an R1.
Hey, they nice. I like them.
He out in Texas. He came out and checked me out. I went and took the bike I got now up to Kentucky. Rode the North Carolina, no, not the National Corvette Museum track, NCM. Rode my bike up there. He came out and watched, and now he in the track. He done more track days in a year than I had.
Wow. So
man. it's there, man. It's in my genes.
I already know.
Ride, so it's only natural to see it progress, and I'm sure Tonio's son probably gonna be the same way.
Man, I can't. Tonio, where you at? I need you to go on holler at me, man. Come on the show.
So what I mean, even before me and Tonio had kids, you know, G, he always been a family man before, and you know, president, 60-foot Spiderz.
G.
And, you know, his son was adamant. I know you seen him when he was out at the track. He had the same little push bike. He out there stunting on it, drifting and everything. So it's like father, like son, man. Just how it go.
Well, man, I love it all, man. I'm proud of you, man, to see the change and just how you manage to just continue to rise to the occasion, to rise as life goes on. You know, some people get stuck trying to do how they do, and you know, they don't never want to change, man. But man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Man, no problem. I appreciate you having me.
I just like I said, this whole podcast, man. It's not like no up here interviewing. How did you feel when you just? No, man. We just gonna chop it up, man, and keep it real. And I believe in, like, with the podcast, is just celebrating people while they're here. So I want you to know, and everybody in Redline Legend, we had 100 subscribers right now. So I'm gonna say Redline Legends 100. That, man, we appreciate you, man. I thank you personally for just looking out for me when I was trying to get my feet under me, you know.
Man, so like I said, you get in here and you don't look up to nobody. You think you know it all. It's the fastest way.
Yeah, you gonna learn quick.
So come up short.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank y'all once again for tuning in to Redline Legends with Antowan, 60-foot Spiderz. I'm actually is your IG or something on the link.
At Blue Bomber.
Blue Bomber at Blue Bomber on IG. Check him out. You can check out his bike and stuff like that. Hopefully, I get some of the pictures of that one bike. Yeah,
I think I got a collection of all the bikes I've had.
Cool, man. Let me get that so I can kind of do what we do.
I'll send them to you.
But man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the red button to subscribe and like. Definitely need y'all support, and we're gonna keep doing this thing. Y'all be easy. Redline Legends Podcast.